Hello, Willowkins, and welcome back to another episode, or video. So today I wanted to kind of talk to you about something kind of different than my normal videos, which are kind of like all over the place, I know, but this one also has to deal with health and well-being, so it kind of fits within somewhere of my videos. So without further ado, I wanted to kind of give you a review of the Barefoot shoe. So, I first want to say right off the bat, these are the most comfortable pair of shoes I have owned, and I love them. I really do. They're amazing. They're great. Best shoe I've ever had. Okay, so with that out of the way, I am going to say that I have not had these very long. I got these for Christmas. And so I, haven't had much use into them, but everywhere I go, I'm wearing these because they, like I said, they are the most comfortable pair of shoes I have ever walked in. What it does is it's like being barefoot everywhere you go, and it's amazing. And first, let me give you kind of a backstory. So my feet are oddly shaped. The big toe is kind of like this, and my feet, my other toes are like this, but more kind of pushed by the big toe. Very uncomfortable. It's very sharp when I walk for long periods of time, or even sometimes short periods of time where I'm on my feet constantly. And I've had a big issue with my feet for the longest time, since I was a little girl. So I, just kind of just sucked it up, and pushed through, when really that probably did more harm than good. But it was just really painful. Like, I'm talking sharp pain right where my big toe has the bend. And I mean, it was like to the point where I would want to cry. I'd take like warm showers to try to get it to be more comfortable. I, did antioxidant smoothies and stuff, which helped. They did. But it was just like, the quick fix. Because there is something actually wrong with my feet. So, what I've come across is this concept of grounding and being barefoot. So, the concept of grounding, as I understand it, is being barefoot more often, especially outdoors, because we are reconnecting to our ancestors when they were barefoot, and we, are always wearing shoes, and a lot of the time they're pretty thick heels of shoes, because we're looking for support, right? But what is actually happening is your feet are getting weaker, because you are relying on that support in the shoe, and so your foot is now getting used to having that support, which is not good, which is then going to make your feet feel like they're in pain and not feeling well, and it can even affect your lower back. So what you can do is be barefoot more often. when you go outside and you walk barefoot in the grass, it feels nice. You know, you have the grass blades going through your toes, and it, you know, you feel it on the bottom of your feet, and the dirt and the sand and just all these natural fibers touching the bottom of your foot reconnects us to, you know, our ancestors, and it makes us feel good. So there's this really good beneficial effect that it has. So when we're outside, let's say we want to go for a walk, or we want to hike, or we're just even going to the grocery store or something like that, right? What then can we do to be barefoot? And that is when I have come across these barefoot shoes. Now there's so many different brands out there. There's the Zero shoe, there's Barefoot shoe, there's so many different others. And I'm just gonna tell you this right off the bat. These came from Amazon. And you know, they are, like I said, the most comfortable pair of shoes I have ever had my foot in. And they are bendable. All right, they even bend this way, which is nice because that gives you stability, way more stability than you would if you had a platform shoe. Because when you're if you have a platform shoe and you're trying to balance on, I have a little prop here, candle, and you're trying to balance on a rock, you not only have to try to focus your attention on balancing on that rock more because you have that heel, it just makes it more difficult. Whereas if you have this shoe, it conforms to that and gives you better stability. Kind of like bows around it, so you have more, like, you know, balance, which is great, right? Because that is also making our feet stronger. In a typical shoe, there is so much support that is in them that is not helping our feet. What I mean by that is, like, if you were to take a typical shoe, it usually has some support for the arc of your foot, a lot of padding underneath the heel and the rest of the foot, and it's just making your foot not as strong as it could be. Now let's remove that padding, right? And now what's left is a bare foot. Now you still have the protection of the rubber, right? Just in case there is something sharp, you're not getting that on your foot. Although you will feel a little bit of it because it is a pretty thin shoe. But it's not going to be like, oh, ouch, you know, like it's going to be okay because you do have this rubber protection. But with that, when you do this and you do it for a period of time, your feet become stronger. They become more muscular, and in like your foot automatically puts in some support in the places that it needs to get back to our ancestral foot, if that makes sense. So all it's doing is making our feet stronger to be able to move on different terrains. And it also is reconnecting us back to that period of time, which is then helping our mental health, which is amazing because, you know, this world, we definitely need to, find little happinesses or little joys in our day. And this, I will tell you, it will. Every time, like every day, I want to go outside because these shoes, I tell you, they are like, yes, I don't mind going for a walk. I don't mind doing anything because my feet are going to be comfortable. Now, without these, I'd be like, yeah, a walk sounds really nice. There's no, like, motivation, though, whereas now there is, because now I get the opportunity to be basically barefoot, which is how I am in the house. I don't really wear socks, unless I am, like, absolutely cold, but other than that, I really don't like wearing anything on my feet. I am definitely a barefoot type of person, and it just makes me feel good. And now that I get to do that out in the world, oh, it is so nice. Like, I feel like I'm not wearing shoes. It's more of kind of like I'm wearing a sock or something. It's very nice. So, I highly recommend you get yourself some. Now I know that I just got these, so I will be doing another review after I've used them for a while, just so you know if my thought has moved or, whatever, or if they're a good buy in the long run. But I'm pretty sure they are going to be really nice. I mean, they're put together well. You do see a little bit of glue, like up here, but that's okay. I don't mind it. You can't really notice it too much. I mean, the shoe is still pretty new, so it looks shiny in the sunlight. So the glue doesn't even look like it's glue. And it looks, there's no error in the stitching that I see, and like I said, my big toe is kind of more in, so I don't see any indentation of like where my big toe nail is, which is nice. And breathable. They are breathable, which is nice. I like that. And the thing about these is it's not like your typical shoe. It is a little bit more wider through the foot area for a reason, because that's how our feet are. A typical shoe has this so narrow. It's not normal. That's not how our feet are supposed to be, like squeezed into this narrow space. Now, I know I have extra wide feet because my foot is weird, but I've got to say, like, even if I didn't have that, I'd still wear these because they have that natural formation of how a foot should be. It's not squished or, like, uncomfortable. It can breathe, it can expand if it needs to, if it is, working and moving a lot, and, all that stuff is so beneficial. I've noticed a huge difference. I don't get the pain in my feet that I got before. I don't get those really sharp needle pains. And it's been a very nice thing. So, I highly suggest investing in one of these kinds of barefoot shoes for yourself. They are amazing. They will change the way you feel. Like, I'm not just saying that because, whatever. I'm saying that because it's true. When you wear these, it is a totally different experience, and it's nice, I've gotta say. So, that's where I'm going to end it today in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. And the notification bell, so that way you get notified every time I post a video. And if you stick around, there's going to be a lot more videos coming up. As I will mention, a video about carbs. Do they make you fat? Do they not make you fat? And much, much more. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.